assemble a window. I'm putting on my finger protectors, which without these would be pretty much impossible for me to work on my glass the way I work with it, pulling the nails and not getting cut with the lead, not getting cut with glass. I like putting them on all 5 fingers, all 10 fingers I should say, and that way it protects all my fingers. I take my pattern, I tape it down, I have my glass all set to be assembled. I put my lead here, my board here, and here is where we're going to start. Now, first piece of glass, you always have to keep the glass in its where it's supposed to go. If there's a little line, or I should say is if you don't see the line where it's supposed to go, and then take the piece of glass and polish it to grind it a little, that way it'll fit in that spot. It's always best to have the glass a little smaller is okay. If it's larger, then the next piece of glass is not going to fit in right. And then the next piece gets larger and then larger, and you'll get all messed up with it. So always make sure that the glass is behind the line where you have there. I'm going to grind this just to make it a little smaller. You should wear safety glasses when grinding glass, because the glass chips come up, get in your eye, it can be quite annoying and or dangerous. Okay, now let's see if she fits. I'm going to hit this a little. Just to keep it in this place, and now it's behind the line. Now we take our lead. Okay, next step is we want to shape the lead to go in the spot. So we'll clip off a little, mark off the lead. I always cut the lead just a little larger than where it's going to go. That way, in case I make a mistake and I make it too small, is no good. You want to make it as close to the lead line as possible. Now, as you can see, this thing is much too large, and I'll shape it until it fits going in. That fits. Take your next piece, fit it in, give a little tap, nice behind the line, and it's in its designated spot. It's perfect. Then you could take some small pieces of lead and every time you put a piece of glass in, nail it down, and that way it stays in its appropriate place. You don't want to keep it loose, because once you put the next piece of glass, it'll move. So nail it in. Now go to your next piece of lead. I'm going to go this way, cut this sideways, trim off just a little, fit it in there. This piece of lead's a little long. I usually just cut it, that way it's easier to handle. Push that in. Mark it right in the center. Now with this side here, I'm going to cut it here where I put the mark, and then I wind up with a pointed edge. Put this back. I got to cut just a little more. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this a little longer this way. So I'm going to have a little top there and more of a flat side here. I'm going to fit that in, and I'll show you how that's going to work on the next piece of lead. Take my glass, set it inside. Now this glass here is a little, it's got texture on the back, so it's a little thick, and as you can see, it's a little irregular. So I'm going to go now and I'm going to show you how I'm going to just grind this down so it'll make it fit better. Okay, now we're going to fit this piece of glass back in after I ground the edge a little and ground the other. Now it's a little off here. This part here is a little past the line. This part here is a little inside the line. So this glass was not cut exactly right. So I'm just going to grind off just a little hair just so it fits right in.